What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, and today we're going to be diving into this Packers offensive line and how they shut down AIDAN Hutchinson and the Detroit Lions defensive line. Obviously some turnover on this D-line. They're getting AIDAN Hutchinson back from injury last year, but I thought the way in which Zack Tom, Rasheed Walker, as well as that interior handled AIDAN Hutchinson was super impressive. Obviously some offensive design from the Packers and Matt LaFleur, very impressive too. We're going to kind of cover all of it, taking a look at how in sync this unit was. That's really what impressed me the most, the amount of communication, just the way they exchanged and passed off blocks. Super impressive stuff. Really enjoyed watching this. This video, as always, is brought to you by Profit X. They are the channel sponsors for Road Graders, and as always, our offensive line videos are brought to you by our friends at One Bone. One Bone is your go-to for all offensive line, big and tall wear, and they just came out with their Creed Humphrey and Lane Johnson collection. Go check it out. Use promo code ColeJackson15 for 15% off your first order from our friends over at One Bone. Like I said, I have bullet tees in just about every color. Absolutely love what they have. So here's where we're going to start. And, you know, no matter what you have from an offensive design perspective, you're always going to have to block one-on-one. And so your AIDAN Hutchinson's on the left-hand side here against Zack Tom, and you're going to see him get a win here on the Tucker Kraft touchdown. But I just love the way this interaction works. So as AIDAN Hutchinson's going to come in here, watch this low man wins. This is just good line play. So Hutchinson's going to attack that inside hand, and what you're going to see is Hutchinson dip that shoulder, really show that hip mobility that he has to get low. You're going to see Hutchinson dip his shoulder. You're going to see Zack Tom dip his butt and meet at the interaction point right there. That's just two guys that are very good at offensive line play, that have good bend in their lower bodies, playing a game of low man wins. And AIDAN Hutchinson's plan here is to attack that inside shoulder and drive through. And you can see he pops up Zack Tom. But Zack Tom with the slow burn loss, if you're going to lose this way, you know, be able to recover and slow down. And you can see here, it gives Jordan Love enough time to be able to get that ball out. It's definitely probably a pass rush win here for AIDAN Hutchinson, but a slow burn loss that you feel okay with as a Packers fan, because it created enough time and space for Jordan Love to be able to deliver that ball. And that was obviously intentional as part of their game plan. The ball was coming out on time, and I thought Jordan Love did a really good job of standing tall even in those situations. He never really looked frazzled or panicked in the pocket. He really trusts this unit in front of him, and I think that's really important. Then you get into a nice rep here from Zack Tom, and he's just going to wash Hutchinson out the back of the pocket. So, you know, Hutchinson takes one in a true pass set, one-on-one with no chips, no help, and then Zack Tom's going to win one here. And kind of what happens here is Zack Tom's going to throw up a little ghost hand. See it right there? He's going to throw that right palm out, throw that out. They're trying to, Hutchinson's got his hand out. You know, it's like a couple boxers trying to feel each other out as they're getting to the interaction point. And then as it comes, what Hutchinson's trying to do here is he wants to push down and try and basically, you know, not quite a cross chop because he's not chopping on his arm, but he's pushing down, trying to create that leverage to create a short corner. And as he does, I think Zack Tom does a really good job of absorbing and then starting to move to wash him out the back of the pocket. That's what Zack Tom does so well. He has so much mobility. And again, watch Jordan Love throughout this interaction. Just calm and cool. He even had someone coming in from the inside there. Is that Davenport? Yeah, Davenport kind of squeezes through the double team on the left-hand side, and as he comes in, Jordan Love sees it, so he knows he's got to get the ball out, but just stands tall. Really impressed with Jordan Love's composure in this game. I thought that was, you know, one of the underrated stories. So then we get into a few ways in which the Packers created these numbers games. So you're going to see here, we got Marcus Davenport on the backside, one-on-one against Tom. He's aligned wide up in his 2-point, and then you have a 1-tech, 3-tech on the strong side of the field, with Hutchinson kind of as a, you know, 6-eye technique, almost a 5, and then a linebacker here against a double tight end set. And so what they're going to do, and this is really, there's two things that need to happen on these plays. So they're going to slide their offensive line over to the left. And so they want to slide towards AIDAN Hutchinson because it's going to give you a higher probability of creating a double team, which they do here. But when you do something like that, you need to trust your backside players. So not only are you trusting Zack Tom to go one-on-one with Marcus Davenport, but you're going to ask your backside guard that's going to step in, overtake that inside foot, and then be able to anchor against your one tech. So he gets a little help there because the nose tackle slides inside, which helps him. But, you know, kind of both things go right here. You get a little chip from Josh Jacobs here at the end, where he's just going to kind of lean into that shoulder and help Zack Tom out. But you also end up with a double team against AIDAN Hutchinson. So your left guard is going to pass off the 3 tech to your center, and then he's going to come out and help Rasheed Walker. And Rasheed Walker plays this really well. He knows he's got that inside help coming, so he's going to overset a little bit on purpose, knowing that he's going to get that help from the inside. So force him inside and then into the double team, and then Walker just pushes him out there. So really impressive design there. Again, this is that unit working as one. Really good slide and trusting that backside that they can hold up. Similar idea here. So you're going to see that offensive line, AIDAN Hutchinson side with a 2-eye technique here. So they're going to slide that way, and they're going to trust their backside player against Davenport, which is Rasheed Walker, sorry. And so you're going to get a loop here. So we're going to get the penetrate here and then a loop. And this is why that center slide helps so much. So AIDAN Hutchinson's going to try and wrap that corner, but that center's right there to pick him up. Rasheed Walker with really good awareness here. If you look at this backside, so Tucker Kraft's going to run out in a pattern from the inline alignment, and it looks like Davenport's going to pop him and almost look like he's going to follow him, and then he comes delayed. Rasheed Walker keeps his eye on him. He's going to help inside, keep his eyes up, see that rush come, and then pick up Davenport. Really solid rep there from Rasheed Walker. Really like seeing that. Then you keep moving here. You're going to get where the Packers are able to use some chips. So they got Tucker Kraft split out here. AIDAN Hutchinson's in his wide 9 alignment that he loves, and you're going to get Tucker Kraft's going to get out there, clean him, and then Zack Tom's going to pick that up. And this is just, again, talking about Zack Tom being able to get low, good flexibility. You see him be able to get out there, move really well, and then there's him. Hutchinson's coming in to get low. You see those hands in tight, and Zack Tom's just going to anchor that. Again, low man wins, and he's just going to get into that nice arch back, that strong back position. This is exactly what you want in pass protection. So Zack Tom doing a good job picking that up off the chip. And our friends over at ProfitX are putting more money in your pockets by offering you better odds. They are not a traditional sports book. There's no house, there's no book. You're playing peer-to-peer, which means you're getting better odds. You can even create your own odds. So go over to ProfitX, check it out. You can use promo code RoadGraders to get up to $200 cash back on your bets. That just means more money in your wallet, more money for bigger bets. Bigger bets mean bigger winnings. Go over, check out ProfitX. I've been absolutely blown away with how much better the odds are. Per $100, you're getting about $10 more in winnings, which, $10 is $10. It's more money for that big parlay you want to put down next Sunday. So go over, check out ProfitX, and thank you to ProfitX for sponsoring this video. We'll keep moving along here at the ways in which the Packers were able to slow down this unit. You're going to get Tucker Kraft here with another chip and good adjustment. And Josh Jacobs doing a really good job here picking up. I was really impressed with his pass protection too. So he's going to pick up the linebacker blitz, and Hutchinson almost loops in, and if Jordan Love doesn't get this ball out, because of that chip actually knocked AIDAN Hutchinson more parallel to the line of scrimmage, so away from where Zack Tom is, and because that linebacker came, your running back's not there anymore. They're both in blocking situations, so AIDAN Hutchinson gets kind of a shot there at Jordan Love, but again, Jordan Love navigated this pocket so well. Romeo Dubes made a big catch there. So just, again, the amount of ways that they were kind of sending these looks at AIDAN Hutchinson, super impressive. Here you're going to get a blitz from the strong side backer, and Sean Ryan doing a hell of a job. Again, you got to win these one-on-one opportunities. So AIDAN Hutchinson's going to come in. They're going to kind of do almost what like a scrape and fill would look like. So you're going to get the scrape down from Hutchinson, then you're going to get a fill on the outside gap and pass protection. So Sean Ryan's going to take that outside step, pick up Hutchinson, and then Zack Tom's going to pick up the late coming linebacker, and they both just clear it up, tons of time. Jaden Reed, touchdown Packers. Tons of different looks. And this one's probably one of my favorite plays. So they're going to motion Tucker Kraft over. This is where you can just send 2 tight ends at AIDAN Hutchinson. So you got your third string tight end in there as the fullback. You got Tucker Kraft, and they're going to send both of them over at AIDAN Hutchinson. So he gets cut blocked, gets up, and then Tucker Kraft's there to hit him. And what's really impressive about this play from the Packers offensive unit, so they're in what would be 12 personnel. Yeah. You got your running back here, your 2 tight ends. That means they have 2 wide receivers going out in a pattern, because if you watch closely, Josh Jacobs is also going to go on play action and then kind of sneak out as a check down guy. So, I mean, technically you got 3 out in a pattern, but it's play action as a check down. And Wicks is able to get in there and actually make that catch. So when you're able to commit that type of resources to the backside edge player, and they're going to leave him empty here on purpose and ask their tight ends to come over and do work. And again, this is just trusting your offense to execute. That's not an easy assignment, even with 2 tight ends doing it. That can be pretty tough, but one comes across, hits that cut block, and then Tucker Kraft follows up to be able to just lock him down in case Jordan Love needs a little bit of time. And then obviously a wide receiver making a play in tight coverage, which is, you're going to end up with tight coverage throws there, given you only have 2 guys out in patterns. There's just more coverage defenders. So keep moving here. This is what I threw this in because, talking about the type of culture that I think the Packers have developed here. So you're going to get Josh Jacobs step up in here. He's going to take on one of the, they got 2 linebackers in the A-gaps mugging. He's going to step up, take on one. Usually when you got a 6-man line, your running back's going to cover one of those A-gaps because you're leaving one of those A-gaps empty. So Jacobs is going to step up, pop, and then also pop the loop. They were kind of running a little bit of a stunt there. So that just shows Jacobs buying into this culture. Not that he wasn't bought in last year or anything, but, just shows the Packers working as a unit again. I was so impressed with how in sync they were. And then some of the misdirection they threw at AIDAN Hutchinson. So they're going to leave him unblocked, but they're going to run play action back at him where they don't even need to block him, throw it over top of his head, just giving him different looks. Everything, felt a little bit different. Another kind of double team here. This was his quarterback hit, and I wanted to throw this in because we saw Zack Tom get out in space against a chip. So Tucker Kraft's going to chip on AIDAN Hutchinson. Rasheed Walker's going to get out in space. And these blocks can be so tough because you're really taking away the tackle's ability to find a set point, because wherever that interaction is with the tight end, you don't know where he's going to end up. And that's really what happens here. Zack Tom's such a fluid mover. This is really a Zack Tom appreciation play that I'm showing, even though it's against Rasheed Walker. But, you see Walker right here. So he's going to try and take a step out, try and get his hands on, and just gets kind of his feet manipulated. And you can see right there, those hands up high. Hutchinson's going to push down or push inside on that outside shoulder pad and kind of create that space to get the quarterback hit. Almost an interception as well. But I think that really goes to show just how limited he was. That was really, I think he had 2 pressures in this game with 1 QB hit, and maybe they gave a hurry on that first play we looked at. But just really shows how the Packers offensive line worked as a unit. Really impressed with this group. Excited to kind of keep washing them. They have a big game coming up against the Commanders, and they'll get to see some more D-line, especially some interior D-line guys with the Commanders have. So excited to watch that. So if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, if you thought you learned something, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.